Oh, he's gonna speed blitz him and beat the fuck out of him.
Jake, can you like
Wait, do you
drop your skill?
actually, do you want to restart this a little bit? Just for the sake, because you just put a recording button.
Yeah. So why do you? So you think like Han wins, right? Because
Uh,
like he's speedless, right?
he's gonna speed blitz and beat the fuck out of him. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So can you give me any speed scaling? Putting like what's his name, Han above him.
He's relative and base to Naruto, KCM
I
post multiple.
where does Naruto scale? Where does Naruto scale?
Stronger than Itachi. And
Why is that Naruto stronger than Itachi?
are you aware that the point of his training was to get power and chakra control to be able to utilize KCM more effectively at post fights?
Can you show me that?
Sure, I'll show you B saying that fighting does more for him than training, and then I'll show you the training was to get mastery over it. Hold on. Let me grab this stuff. Multiple sounds. I'm sure there's a scan shed here, so I just gotta drop it in there. Alright, I'm gonna show you the B one. Tell me if you can read it.
If fight always teaches more than training, it's a shortcut to power up. Okay, so what like
No,
if
this
fight
isn't. No,
always
no.
teaches
I asked you if you could read it. I'm not done with the other panels. I have a few more.
okay.
Okay,
Send them.
this is the panel where B's explain like how his training is gonna work.
Sorry. Finish these drills. Impatience to go divide. Yes. Okay, so what he essentially, right, what he's trying to do in this panel, right, is trying to focus the amount of power he puts into using the chakrams. That does not indicate his stats increasing in any way, right?
Now
Secondly,
the
a
point of
fighter
the
who is
okay,
still wait, can I
no,
finish?
multi.
Can I
You're
finish?
shotgunning. You're shotgunning. You just did 1 point. I'm not letting you do more than
Okay.
one. Okay, we're
I
gonna do one at a time.
finished.
Dude, you just said a point, and then you said, and also, so you're gonna do another one. I'm gonna do one at a time. Okay. So we're gonna talk about this
Okay.
first one. You fine with that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So the first one is saying how with him using KCM, which is a Bijou form, he's gonna basically be utilizing Bijou chakra. You agree or disagree?
He's going to
It's literally stated
well,
right there. Like it's literally stated right there.
he's going to be using Biju chakra. Let's say I steal man that, right? Okay, sure, I'll steal man that.
And the point of the training afterwards is to not only use it effectively, but to make it to where it has the power and chakra control refinement over it. Because
No,
the whole base.
that is never stated in this scan. What you state is
Oh, I
that
got you.
like you still
Yeah.
no wait, it's still wait, can I finish? You still haven't mastered Biju chakra control. What he's trying to get Naruto to do is be able to master the chakra he's using right now. So like that does not indicate, right, a direct increase in stats.
Yeah, it does, because
If you
the
feel
next one
you want this one, we
afterwards,
can.
did. No, no, I'm not moving past this until I explain my point, okay? Then he states that I need to stack these things so they don't fall over. That's what the next panel says. To where B is explaining you do have some control, but you need to fine tune it. And
Okay, so
then
it's
the
true.
surveyors say, I'm not done. Then the
Okay.
surveyors who are watching him, because they're trying to make sure he doesn't leave the island, comment on how he's putting too much power into this thing. So the power granted by this form and his chalk control mastery is to refine it to where he has more control over the power provided, and it also gives him a speed amp as well.
Where is this stated that gives him a speed amp?
It's shown in the story. Like, do you know the Raikage or him trying to compete with the Raikage is a speed thing? And the first thing he
Yeah.
does in case he has a feat is Blitz Kisame.
Well, firstly, right, we know that Kisame has been hiding inside like Samehada for a very long period of time, correct?
Okay, what does that do? How does that
Okay,
derail
so
or
Yahweh
disprove my
Kisame
speed?
is a human being, right?
I
Yahweh
didn't
Kisame
understand
is a
anything. I didn't understand anything you just said because that was so gibberish a little bit to me. Say that again.
okay, so you're aware that Kisame is a human being, right? Yes or no?
I don't. Did I'm not. That's not addressing what I'm saying. The feat that
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
talking.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
trying
okay.
to
I
address.
want you to. I want you
No,
to
wait.
address it.
Let me
I don't
explain.
want
Let me
you to.
explain.
Did,
Let
did.
me
I
explain.
don't want to build. I don't.
And I
Literally. Tencent. I want you to explain, but I don't want to build up to it. Just say the point. Okay. Just say the point.
okay. So you're trying to say, right, that Kisame blitz. No, KCM Naruto blitz, right? Kisame, therefore he would be above him in speed, right? And I'm trying
No,
to debunk
I'm not
that.
saying anything like that. I'm not saying that at all.
Okay,
I just said the point of KCM training
no.
is to
Because you said no,
basically get
you
up
said
speed.
that one of you said that one of KCM's first feat is blitzing Kisame, and I'm trying to
Yeah,
debunk that feat.
dude. That's not what I'm talking about right now. We'll get to that later. What I'm establishing here is the properties of KCM and how it's refined over the course of the war. What I'm talking about is a feat
Okay,
right
wait,
now.
wait, wait.
That's the feat.
So wait, you're trying to you said there's a speed amp, right? And I want you to prove that, right? Because firstly, defeat against the Raikage would just be an outlier, since it's not consistent for him
That's
to
not an
just
outlier,
suddenly
though. You didn't
let
hear
me
anything I said about that
can I
argument.
finish? Can I
You're doing
finish
a
first?
you misunderstood what I was arguing for the right Kage though. I'm not gonna just let you keep
You're
going with
trying to
that. Let
say
me.
he gets a speed amp. You're trying to say he gets a speed amp, and you use the Raikage as an example.
Yeah, that the feat where he blitzes him. That's not what I was highlighting. What I was highlighting with the Raikage thing is that he's constantly elevating his speed while he's trying to get around the Raikage. That's what I'm talking about.
No,
I don't care if
that isn't
the
what
blitz
happened.
isn't
He he
that,
holds back
That's
his
what I'm
speed.
establishing. Hmm?
No, he holds back his speed one
Yeah,
time,
that means
and then says he's wait, and then says he's going to go faster this time, and he still gets tagged by, and he still cannot get past the Raikage. So I don't know
that
what you mean.
dude, he's showing speed increases. That means he's honing mastery
No,
or control over his speed levels.
no, he
You
shows
just
him,
you said it.
let me get this. No, let me get this scan for you.
Tensei,
Yeah,
what's the
yeah.
No,
topic?
is Kisame versus Han without Biju mode. Base Kisame versus Han.
Oh, uh, wow.
Base? Oh my gosh.
That's such a weird topic.
Well,
I mean, so you're really
fine.
like you. I don't think you get what I was arguing for, but like, what are you doing?
Well, your arguments are kind of weird. They're not going to lie, so that's a
I
no.
mean, sure, but do you know what I'm arguing though? 'Cause I don't want you to like waste time
Let
if you don't
me
have
get.
to.
Alright, now this scan. So Naruto, like this is the bro. If this scan hasn't sent yet, so like talking right now will be pointless. Jesus. So like this scan that I just sent, right, is the only instance of Naruto holding back at that point. He states, "I'll go faster this time," right? That really does not matter since his speed doesn't increase. All that he does, right? Like his speed does increase, right? But that isn't due to him getting an amp. That is just due to him stopping, like not holding back anymore, because now he sees he's going to go faster, and he still
Okay,
Gandhi Wakage is still able to track him and is still
okay.
able
If
to
you just
react to him.
okay, if you just agree that basically he is controlling the level of speed he can go to, then you're agreeing with what I've been saying already. It's literally the form he's controlling the chakra
Okay,
and
so
power
wait,
and
wait, wait.
speed of.
So if he can control the level of speed, right, that he can go at, that wait, firstly, that is not a true because what you're trying to argue, right, from this scan is Naruto doing training to not destroy these like rocks, right? And that is just AP. That isn't speed. Like that's AP.
Dude, you already
He's trying to fine tune
Tensei,
he's trying
Tensei,
to
you
fine
already
tune
agreed.
his
Dude, you
no,
already
he's
agreed
trying
that
to
dude, you already
no.
agreed to just saying that he does get faster. So yes, thank you. Like you
Okay,
getting
wait.
rebuttal now
Okay,
doesn't
sure,
matter
he
anymore.
can wait. He can get faster by not holding back anymore. Like
Okay,
I don't get
okay.
how
The
that
argument. Okay, dude. My argument was saying that the KCM form grants him a power and speed thing, and that the honing of his training is to control those things. If you already agreed that he is doing
the
those,
honing of
then
no,
I don't have to keep
bro.
going.
Jesus, what you showed me in these
Make
scans was
Donner
that
finish
him
speaking, please. Make him finish speaking. If he was
like the what you've shown me from these scans, right, is him honing his AP because in these scans, all we see is Naruto is accidentally destroying some rocks, right? And he's trying to be able to move them without destroying them, right? So he's trying to fine tune his AP so he doesn't destroy things, right? He's trying to control his strength. This has nothing to do with speed. He's in
Yeah,
training to like
I already
he's in
told.
training to
Yeah,
hold
dude,
back his speed.
we already talked about this. Like literally, I brought
With
up the Raikage. Dude, I brought up the Raikage thing. You misunderstood it for how it's literally a blitz thing. When I wasn't highlighting that, I was highlighting that he can literally control the speed level he can go at instead of going ham every time.
okay, wait,
And you already
sure.
agreed.
He can control the speed level. Wait, he
Okay,
can
so can we
control
keep
the
going?
speed level he can do now.
Okay, so can we keep going? Can we keep going then?
Sure.
Thank you. All right. So you already agreed that training with the point of the war with him fighting is that he increases these things, and by the point that he gets to Itachi, he's relative to him in speed.
No, okay, wait. So the point of wait. Firstly, right, the B statement, a fight always teaches more than training, right? That doesn't necessarily have to be in reference to the training that he's doing with Naruto, right? That
I
can
mean,
just
it's
be in
shown.
reference to,
It's shown.
bruh. Can you let me
Yeah,
finish?
sure. Go ahead.
That can just be in reference to like any random form of training. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be this like specific form of training, right? Because what B is talking about is a direct increase in stats, right? Or a direct increase in AP, I mean, right? But this has nothing to do with what Naruto is training for, right? What Naruto is training for is to control his AP, not to increase it. So, like this statement about is a shortcut to a power up, right? Does not necessarily have to be in reference to like this like it doesn't have to be in reference to this. But like if you feel you've won this one, we can just go to
Yeah, I'm not
conclusions and
gonna.
move on to
Okay,
the next
dude, do me
one.
a favor. Stop saying if I think I won, we can move on. As I'm not moving on unless we agreed upon it. Okay, stop that. I'm not cool with
I
that.
mean, because I don't want to drag
Second,
this debate out for like
dude. If
an hour.
anything, dude. If anything, I've asked you to not look for things if you didn't have to when you already agreed to points. Like, if anything, you're doing it. But back to the point at hand, uh, dude. Like the point I said originally that it was just a bijou, chakra control, and these properties of speed and strength are just byproducts of it. That's fine. Literally, if he's controlling it to where it's doing these things, it's fine for the story because he's still utilizing KCM and he's doing it much better than before, where he still states out things like I'm stronger than I was when I fought Pain and all these other things. So if you're already fine with that, and you already agreed to the speed and power difference, then that's fine. We can keep going.
Okay, but where does this get you?
I already said relative to Itachi.
Okay, why is Itachi above Kisame? Like what?
Wait, why is Itachi? Do you need
Yeah, why?
generations? Do you need generations?
Why is Generations canon to the manga?
Because the cutscenes are utilized to actually be used for the anime, and the anime feeds into the manga. Would you like an example?
Why? No, why? Okay, why is the anime canon to the manga?
Because properties or certain concepts feed into the manga. Would you like an example?
You're aware of the term filler, right? In an anime, right?
Okay, would you like an example?
I'm asking you a question. You're aware of the term filler in anime, right?
Yeah, but can I
Okay,
still give you an
so anime
example
does
of
not
a concept?
necessarily wait. So
Okay,
parts of anime. Wait, let
I
me
asked you,
finish.
can I give you a concept that carries into the manga?
I'm trying to finish what I was saying.
Yeah, I know
I
what you're
asked you a
trying to
question,
say.
and
You're
I'm going to
basically
finish
saying
about it.
filler is not necessarily a part of the manga. I'm saying that I can tell you a concept that's introduced here that gets into the manga. Can I do that now?
Okay, show me something. Wait, show me something that's in this game, right? That gets introduced in the manga.
This feeds into the anime, so I can just use anime or game. That's fine. Because you already agreed to the anime thing, so that's fine. Uh, do you watch the
Wait,
filler?
what did I agree to? Wait, what did I
Yeah,
agree to?
you basically supported my claim or what I was saying by bringing up how the anime has fillers usage. So you are already agreeing to the anime is where I'm mostly going towards this.
Bro. So wait. So I do not understand what you're arguing at all. So wait, is what you're
Okay,
trying to
so
argue,
I'm
right?
gonna
That
just say, okay, dude. I'm saying that I can still give this idea that Itachi's above Kisame because that's a cutscene, and I can just tell you why. Because this stuff from the game feeds into the anime, and the anime feeds into the manga with some concepts. Are you
why
fine
does
with
the
that?
anime feed into show me the anime in that specific instance feeding into the
No,
manga?
no, I'll just show you a concept, and that's all I kind of need to go for. Because your whole belief system is that
Bro,
filler doesn't
like
go into the
please
manga.
just show me. Just show me.
Yeah, dude, there are like how
Just-
many fillers? Like, do you watch the fillers
Wait,
so I can get them
Tensei,
straight?
do you want him to
well,
establish a correlation between the anime or sorry, the game feed into the anime in specific instance?
I want him to know. I want him to establish right that the game feeds into the manga because the manga is all I
Oh,
care about. I don't care if it feeds into the anime because he'd have to prove that the anime is
well,
canon to
you're
the
implicitly
manga.
agreeing with what he's because basically his line of reasoning goes like the game feeds into the anime, the game feeds into the manga. Sorry, the game feeds into the anime feeds into the manga. So based off of transitive property, the game would inherently feed into the manga, just going based off that reasoning. And I think that's what he's trying to
Okay.
say to
That
you.
okay.
Yeah,
So can you
so
show
you'd have
me
to
the
take it
game?
step by step. You'd have to take it step
Alright.
by step, whereas you go as a matter of you asking to provide justification for the first part of his chain, and then the second part of his chain, which would inherently prove his overall chain, which is that the game feeds into the manga.
Okay. So can you show me the game feeding into the anime?
Okay, are you aware that Itachi fights Kisame and Kisame concedes to him?
Show me that.
Okay, sure. Hold on, I need to go on YouTube. While I'm doing that, let's just do some idle chatter just for the sake of it, but nothing like going into the debate. I still gotta pick up this shit. How's your day doing?
Bored. That's my entire day.
Okay.
Kisame versus Itachi. Kisame versus Itachi.
Where do you want me to link this? Scans, or do I link it to your DM?
Bro, wait, repeat that.
Do you want me to drop the scan in? Do you want me to drop
Just
the
send
link
in
in scans
scans.
or? All
Send
right,
in
cool.
scans.
All right, cool. I can drop in your DM, see if you want.
Okay, so I mean, you realize that's like cutscene text, right? I just
Yeah.
watched that exact YouTube video, and that's entirely cutscene text. So this is just a cutscene. So it
Okay.
never
Do you
happens
know
in
the
the anime.
cutscene? Okay, so the cutscene. Stop talking. So the cutscene feeds into the anime because you know what? Kisame's ordered by Itachi to make sure no one except Sasuke interferes with the fight, and then this is going straight into the manga.
Okay, wait. Just because just because, right, that Kisame takes an order, right, from Itachi, right, does not, and it appears in the game, right, does not
That
mean
appear
that the
it's in
entire
the no no.
cutscene.
This
Wait,
is in the
wait,
game,
can I finish?
and
Can I
then
finish what I'm saying first? Can I
no, you
finish what
miss
I'm saying?
dude, you misworded it. I'm gonna correct that. That's fine.
But let me finish what I'm saying first.
Sure,
Okay,
but you're
right.
miswording it. Sure.
So just because, right? Firstly, wait, let me think about. I'm going to argue this shit. Firstly, do you know? Wait a minute.
You okay, dude?
Shit. Oh yeah. My brain is just working. Okay, firstly, right? Fucking hell. What?
Yeah.
So, can you show me exactly where it states, right, that he doesn't want what's his name?
Just finish watching
Doesn't
the video.
want.
Just finish watching the
Yeah,
video
where?
then.
Like, show me that in the manga, in the anime. I mean, bro, in the game. Jesus.
Yeah, I just showed you the cutscene. Like the clip is literally that. Do you want me to like get a timestamp though, or
Yo, get me a timestamp. I'm not looking for this entire thing in the video.
okay? If you go to 2:30, Kisame is basically talking straight up like, "Oh shit, you were gonna use Amaterasu on me."
Never thought you'd be serious enough to use Amaterasu like that. Wow. Blah, blah. Okay, so wait. So he's surprised that his partner
I
would
want to
try and
watch the
use a
full.
killing.
Yeah, you have to watch the rest of it.
Uh, mm,
It finishes at 3:26. You done?
so Itachi tells him to keep everyone out of this, right? Okay.
Yeah,
You
and then
realize
there's
that this doesn't wait. You realize that this doesn't prove he lost the fight, right?
yeah, he literally was sweating
Because
at the
wait,
idea.
firstly,
He
right?
just
Firstly, because Kisame has his guard down when Itachi has a genjutsu on him. Because he literally states, "Why don't we call this a day?" Right? So obviously he doesn't expect Itachi to continue attacking him or to have a genjutsu on him, like to
he
put a
left me
genjutsu
too.
on him. Wait, what?
He's not in
Bro,
Jutsu
did you
no
just
more.
leave? Wow.
Repeat your
Wow.
whole argument.
Bro.
Sure.
Okay, so Kisame literally states, let's call this a day, right? So that would just imply, right, that he does not want to continue fighting, right? Meaning that he would look like there's no reason he would still have his guard up when he's obviously said, let's call this a day, right? So him Itachi, right,
Yeah,
putting him in a genjutsu does not matter because
yeah.
he's
He
off
already put him
guard
in
in
it.
this.
Yeah, he already
Wait,
put him
what?
in it. He already put it in it. Literally,
Prove
Kisame
that.
just says, yeah, dude, he literally says, let's call it a day, and then Itachi just releases a genjutsu out. That means, like, he already got Kisame in it before
No, wait,
Kisame
let
even
me.
knew that was
Why
there.
don't we call it a day?
Yeah, because it's done so fast
No, he
that
says, why
you
don't we call it a day, right? Then we just see the effect, like the Mangekyo effect. We don't necessarily know what he, like, oh, for all we know, he could have just put him in a genjutsu right now. For all we know, he could have, like, done something. Like, all we know is that it's linked with genjutsu. We don't know whether he's put it on him already. Like,
I mean, he released it,
no,
and then he doesn't
because,
fight him anymore, and then he's
because
heading
there's,
to
like,
go fight Sasuke.
there's
So
like
yeah,
wait,
that just means
there's
he
an
would have had.
unknown period there's an unknown period where he puts Kisame in this genjutsu. We do not know when he puts Kisame in this genjutsu, right?
Okay,
So
Kisame
you
just
wait,
shows
wait,
that
wait,
he's
wait, wait, wait.
surprised. He shows
Can I
that he
can I
didn't
finish?
recognize it.
Can I
No,
finish
no, dude,
speaking?
dude,
Can I
dude.
finish speaking
You were
first?
talking what I
Can
was
I finish
talking too.
speaking?
So no, you were talking what I was talking. Yeah, yeah. I'll be respectful. I'll be respectful. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I there's an unknown period where Kisame gets put in this genjutsu, right? And you can't assert, right, that he's had it on before he says, let's call it a day, right? So you trying to say he's had it on him the entire time would just be you contradicted due to a lack of proof, right? And obviously the negative would be the
Okay, you're
case if you
straw
can't prove.
manning. So okay, you're straw manning. So I'm gonna stop you now. I just said
I
that he put him in it already. I never said the entire time. I just said he already placed him in one. I would never. I didn't specify a
already
time frame
placed him
at all.
in one when. When exactly did
I
he
don't have to
place him
give you.
in?
I don't have to tell you when. I just can say he put him in, and Kisame didn't know it because he shows the
He
visual
put him no.
surprise
Okay,
look
so
on
what
his
I'm trying
face.
to say, right,
He
is
doesn't know.
he put him in it, right? I don't really care about that, right? But we
Okay,
don't know when he's put him in it, right? We obviously
dude.
see
He
Kisame, bro.
Kisame
Can you let
doesn't
me
know it
finish,
happened. Kisame doesn't know it happened.
bro? Let me finish. Jesus
Sure.
Christ. So we see Kisame, right? Say, let's call it a day, right? So obviously he'll be lowering his guard, right? And that's only then and only then do we see like the Mangekyo effect. And that's the only period where like we now hear like we now know he's under a genjutsu, right? So you're trying to say, right, that he's had it on before the period of time that is shown, like is baseless. There's no basis of this like of like that claim. But if like
Time frame. Stop
I've
talking.
said
I'm gonna
I've
address
said the
what you
same.
just said. I'm gonna address what you just said. Okay, dude. Never
Right.
specified a time. You keep trying to assert that when I never said that. And second, all I have to say is literally he already placed him in a genjutsu, and Kisame shows a surprise face showing he didn't even know that was there. He didn't even know he was under it. So that means he had it. It was basically unawares.
Alright, so I'm just going to repeat this one final time, then we can go
Dude,
to
I
like
already heard
conclusion.
what you fucking said. I don't need a
Okay,
repeat.
but you did not understand. You did not
Dude, you
comprehend
don't
it.
understand
So
what
I'm
I'm
going to
saying.
repeat it.
Dude, you don't
So I'm
understand
going
what
to
I'm
re-
saying.
I'm
I'll just
going
do
to
this for you.
repeat it,
I'll
bro,
do it
bro,
for you.
bro,
I'll do
bro.
it for you. I'll do it
Bro,
for you. I'll do it for you.
I'm going to finish
I'll do
speaking,
it for
right?
it. But Tara,
Oh
I'm gonna
my
repeat it
lord.
for him so he just shuts up. Okay? Is that fun? All right.
Yeah, you
Can
keep
you let
on
me
the
finish?
argument.
Bro, Patara, I can barely hear you.
Hold on, let me get on my PC.
I'm going to like finish speaking, right? Finally. And then you can address or say whatever you want to say,
But Tara, he
right?
keeps thinking I don't know what he's talking about, but he doesn't know. He doesn't actually know what I'm going for.
Yeah, that's
You
why I
know
said
He,
you we should like repeat your
but you are
argument
not
so that we could just like move
comprehending.
on.
he was
Potara, your
talking.
mic
He was
is
talking.
still bad.
He was talking. You were talking over him. He was literally talking clear. You were talking over him.
No, I
Go
cannot
again,
hear
Tara.
you. Uh,
Okay, sure. But it's alright. Tensei can't hear you
Okay.
well.
Can you hear me, Hunter? Or Eric? Should I call you Ace now?
Now I can hear you. Now I can
Now
hear
you
you.
can hear me. Crazy. Okay. Alright, what I said
Just
is the
get
two
better.
can...
Tensei, stop
Anyway,
talking.
anyway, we're gonna ignore that. I said the two of you can repeat your argument and then just move on.
Alright, cool.
Thank you. Now, I'm
Is
trying
he
to
on first?
say, right? bro. Why is it that you ask that question? You know what? That's going on. So, right, Kisame says, let's call it a day, right? And then, and only then do we see, that he's under a genjutsu? So you trying to assert that he's been under a genjutsu before that period, right? Would just be baseless, right? I'm trying to say that he's unaware he's in a genjutsu because he literally says, let's call it a day. So obviously he isn't fighting Itachi anymore. So he would have no reason to still be on guard of Itachi or his genjutsu, right? Bruh. So that's essentially my point.
So my opponent was the one who initiated the defensive position to say that Itachi placed him under Genjutsu after he said call it a day. I simply said in response that he had already placed him in a Genjutsu prior, and he's just showing it self-evidently by no longer fighting Kisame in a combative sense, and also showing that Kisame has surprise look when it's release the Genjutsu. So that means Kisame has no awareness that that thing was placed on already. So my opponent has no basis to show that Kisame actually has any sort of superiority or superlative scaling above Itachi at this point.
So, like, what other point do you want to? Also, right, I have a question, right?
Is this going back to the anime, the game feeding into the
No,
anime
no, no, no,
shit?
no. Why,
I'll just
why
get it.
is this the why is this Itachi weaker than Edo Itachi?
Gosh.
What?
He asked why is
Why is this
Sakatachi weaker
Itachi
than
weak?
Edo Itachi?
Okay, can I hear one person at a time since Batar was talking first? Let me hear Batar.
But I was even talking
No,
first.
I was talking. All I said was I just repeated what he said. He asked why is Sakatachi weaker than Edo Itachi. Did you hear me, Donner? Or
Yeah, I heard you. I heard you.
oh, okay, okay.
Okay, sure, that's fine.
Yeah, you guys. I'll go on mute.
Sekitachi. Yep. Okay. Cool. Sekitachi only scales quantifiably above Orochimaru. Orochimaru is here in weaker than Hiruzen. Hiruzen's not able to fight the Nine Tails or have any scaling relative to the fourth Hokage Minato. Naruto had already rivaled the power of Minato along with the Rasen Shuriken is now getting a strength equivalent of such, and also has speed comparable to Minato at this point in the story. And Itachi, as an Edo, is rivaling that level of speed.
So firstly, all you've given me, right, is scaling for Itachi of sick Itachi, right? You've never given me any direct lines of scaling, putting like Edo Itachi above
Yeah,
sick
I did
Itachi.
do that.
Oh
Don't
no,
say I
all
didn't.
you know, all you stated is that wow, sick Itachi above Orochimaru unquantifiably, blah 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 blah. That doesn't put him below Edo Itachi. You realize,
Yeah,
right,
it
that
does.
he can
Yeah,
be.
it
Wait,
does. It
wait,
does. You're just not listening. That's all.
no,
Now go
wait.
on.
Can you let me finish? You realize that he can
Yeah, it
be
does.
above Orochimaru, right? That does not make Edo Itachi above him. It would not be a
Okay,
like
so you're
let me
ignoring.
put this in an
So you're ignoring.
analogy. Wait,
I don't need an
can I finish
analogy. Just
speaking? Can
say
I finish? Can I finish? Can I
I
finish
don't want to hear.
speaking?
I don't want to hear an analogy if it doesn't do anything. So what is this analogy supposed to do?
Okay, I'm trying to give you like so what
What
you're
is
trying
this
to say,
analogy
right, is
supposed to
that
do? Just tell me what the analogy does.
bro,
Just tell me what it does.
let me actually say the analogy and then you use your cognitive like skills to be able to
And you
discern
use
what this
comprehension skills to
analogy is
just answer
supposed to
simple questions, Tensei. I'm being very
nope.
patient with you.
So
No, so you're basically incomprehensible. Is that right, what I'm hearing?
I'm trying to say, right, that
Uh,
let's say like
so,
A over B and like C over B as well. Like there's no scaling for Edo Itachi above him, right?
yeah, I did.
Also,
I presented
wait,
scaling
wait.
already, and all you're saying is I haven't. I did already. Don't say I didn't.
Okay, also, right, the Itachi that's unquantifiably above Orochimaru is almost dead. And that's not the Itachi I'm talking about. I'm talking about this Itachi in this specific scan that you just sent. Why is
They're the
this
same Itachi.
Itachi?
They're the same Itachi.
Why is no? Because we know that Itachi is getting sicker and sicker, right, throughout his fights.
Yeah, he also uses drugs to keep himself alive. So what's your point?
Okay, so you just agreed he's getting sicker and sicker throughout his fights.
Yeah,
Just because he
I
keeps
just said he gets
can I
drugs.
finish?
Can you
Oh
shut
my
the fuck
god.
up when you misworded what I said and think I said something else? I'm gonna address it if you're wrong, okay? I did not agree to it at all, and then all I said was he takes drugs to keep himself alive. I don't understand how in any reality do you think that supports what you just said.
I bet. So now that I'm back from taking a big fat piss while you still talking, right? So what's his name? Sure, he can keep wait, bro. He can
Yeah,
keep himself still alive with the pills. That does not decrease the the stats decrease, right? That this sickness has. Because I'm
prove
pretty
it,
sure you know that this
prove it, prove it, prove it.
no, it would be your burden to
Prove
you
it.
trying to
No, no, no.
say,
It's your proof. No, no. You acknowledge that
bro,
drugs keep him
bro,
alive.
bro,
It's your burden
bro,
now to
can I
prove
can you
that
let me
the stats
finish?
decrease. Prove it.
Can
Prove it.
can you let me
No, no.
finish?
No, no, no. You just agreed. So prove it. I'm asking for evidence now.
Can you let
Prove
me
it.
finish? Okay, so
No,
you
I'm asking for
you
evidence.
just won't let me finish
It's
then.
all right. It's all right. I just asked him to. He just said what I just told him already. So he acknowledged what I just said
No,
as evidence. So now
that
he's saying the stats would not
Okay,
increase or decrease. I need him
yeah.
to prove it.
Okay.
bro.
Ace, do you understand what he's asking you?
I know what he's asking me. He just refuses to let me get through 3 words out before interrupting me.
Why don't you talk now since he isn't saying anything? He's on mute.
I so what I'm trying to say, right, is that there's no evidence, right, that these pills do anything other than keep him alive. You realize that you can be alive, right, and still get physically weaker. So even if these pills keep him alive, that does not directly counter him getting that does not directly counter him getting directly weaker as the sickness goes on. Because we know that Itachi, right, the sickness like literally stops him from the sickness literally like I'm pretty sure he just like can't walk correctly at some point, right? So and we also see him coughing up blood. So that would just all support him getting weaker, right, due to the sickness. Him getting weaker is not directly countered by him staying alive by the drugs. Now he can talk. But in the meantime, I'm going to piss.
For that dude to come back, so then I'll actually talk and not just talk to one person. So he's not going to address anything I just said. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. It's his burden to be joined or them, I guess.
I'll be back, Donna. Give me like a minute or two.
I guess I'll just go mute.
Alright, so what did he say? I went to the toilet, bruh. Donna, what did you say? I
I
was in the
finished it.
toilet.
I didn't say shit until you get back here. So now that you're back, I'll wait for Vitar so he hears it out.
It's on recording, so it doesn't matter, really.
Yeah, I want a judge to know it's there, so it's fine. Plus, you rather get a judgment at the end of this anyway, right?
Sure.
Good. Then we are gonna wait for him to just hear it all out carefully, so he doesn't have to just give us a judgment later on.
Oh. What's on?
You said
All right.
pill.
I will. What time is it? It's gonna be 6 for me soon. So when it reaches 6, I gotta go because I'm going out. But hopefully, you guys should be like able to finish in, like the next 29 minutes.
As
I
long
beg,
as
beg,
we
beg, beg,
have
beg.
proper cohesion and I don't get interrupted and he doesn't get interrupted, we should be good.
Alright,
So let's
so
try to fix that
right,
going forward. Now
what
I'm
did
gonna
you
address
ask
what
me
you
to
said.
prove
I'm gonna
again?
Yeah, I'll address all those since you were doing shotgun anyway. All right. The first thing is that you already acknowledged what I said and repeated what I said regarding that he has drugs that take it. I don't know where you got in this your mindset that I supported your claim at all. All I said was he takes drugs. The next
No,
factor
you said
goes into that. No, no, don't straw man. Shut the fuck up. Okay. I said that he takes drugs to keep himself alive. That means it's negating the effect of him dying for however long he takes them. And then I asked you, after you repeated that he takes drugs, to prove that this halts or negates his stats at all. Even though I never even brought up the attribute regarding his stats. So you failed to do that so far, and I'm still going to wait for that. The
alright.
third portion of
So
this that we're going into is that just because it's killing him doesn't necessarily mean that his stats are handicapped to such a degree, because he's still able to properly walk and so forth, with the only implication that he's holding back on speed, which is intentionally on his end, which is only suggested by Zetsu. And even still, he's still pulling out more of the Amaterasu, using Tsukiyomi still, and is able to pull out his mightiest jutsu as stated in the third data book, being the Susanoo.
alright, so can I talk now?
Sure, go ahead, dude.
But still, right, I'm not saying I'm trying to what I asked you to prove, right? Is that the bruh English that these pills that he takes, right? Like, yes, I agree to them stopping him from dying, but why does that necessarily negate the stats decrease he gets? Right? For that's
That's your
firstly, right?
that's your burden. I asked you that first, and you haven't supplied it. So I need you to prove that for him
No,
because it
because it
answers
would be
both our
your
questions.
burden. It would be your
No, it
burden.
isn't. No, it isn't because I
Yeah,
asked.
it
I
would,
said the
because
drugs. I said the drugs. Stop talking. I said the drugs stop him from dying. It buys him time. And then you agreed to it by saying the exact same thing, and then you said, or you made an assertion that it would not mitigate or make it to where his stats decrease, and then I called prove that. You have a burden to prove that. And the reason I don't have to do
no,
that is because this is already your onus at this point,
we
and it
repeat
answers
that.
both of our sides anyway. So you got to do
We
that.
repeat repeat what you said before that.
Okay, okay, Batar. He said that he is dying in a state, and that I then responded by saying that drugs are keeping him alive. And then he repeats the same thing I said, and then goes on forward to assert that the drugs would not mitigate his stats decreasing. To which then I called him to prove that, as in he has to provide evidence, and it's his burden of proof now. And
No,
he
it
still
isn't
has
because
yet to
I'm on
do
the
that.
negative. I'm
No,
on the
but
negative. You're
no,
trying.
but
You
no,
brought
no.
up
You
the
made an
pills.
assertion.
No,
You made
you
an
wait.
assertion.
No,
No,
wait.
you're not.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. You brought up the pills as a direct counter to me saying that due to him being sick, therefore his stats would be decreased, right? And you brought up the pills,
You
saying
didn't
that
bring
the
up the
pills
stats
stop
at
him.
all. You're lying.
Yes, I
You're
did.
lying.
Yes,
You're
I
lying.
did.
In other words, no. You said the one time
Yes,
that
I
I
did.
interjected. No, stop talking. I said that he keeps pills that keep him alive, and then
I
you
literally
repeated the
brought
same.
that
Shut the
up.
fuck up already. Now, I said that then you had to prove it after you repeated what I said and then went on to make an assertion saying it would not stop his stats. That's your burden at that point. You're the one making the case that his sick self would be stronger. So it's your
No.
defense. I just gotta challenge it. So prove your shit and move on.
No, because I tried claimed right that because he's getting progressively sicker, he would be getting weaker and weaker. And then you said that, like he has pills stopping that. I asked you to prove that the pills would stop the stats decrease his sickness gives, and you refuse to prove it, and you place the burden on me, even though the burden wouldn't be on me. Right, that's first, right? Now I'm just trying to look for the scan, right? Where he's like literally coughing up blood and barely able to walk
That
because of
doesn't
his sickness.
answer anything. That doesn't answer the stats at all.
I mean, we can conclude on this.
I mean, I already proved that. I already proved that Edo is still above anybody with my chain scaling. So if you're not gonna address
You
it,
didn't give
sure, we
any.
can move
No,
on.
you didn't.
Yeah, I did give a
You
chain
didn't give.
scaling. Yeah, I did.
You
We
gave
can
it.
move on
No,
though.
you.
We can move
No,
on.
you
We can
didn't
move
give
on
a
though.
check.
Yeah, I did.
You
Okay, if
didn't.
you think I did, okay, if you think I didn't, then we can move on. Let's move on, dude.
You okay? So okay. So yeah, just
Okay, we
try
can move on.
not allowing me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no. You still have to provide evidence anyway. But yeah, you can do that as
You see
we're moving
what?
along.
You see what? I'm good. I try saying two words, and then you just interrupt me midway.
Yeah, you've been
Like,
doing that this entire thing too, so don't
like what?
be petty about it, okay? Don't be a bitch. Just
So,
take it like a man, like you've
right,
been doing.
right. Firstly, bro, you didn't give any chain scaling that linked Edo Itachi, right, above Thick Itachi. Now let me elaborate. All you said, right, was that, let me type it out, right? Thick Itachi above Orochimaru
Just type it
and
out.
Edo.
Which is it? Are you gonna say it or are you gonna type it or both? Which
In
is it?
fact, I know it. Can you
If
repeat your chain scaling so I don't straw
Sorry, is he
man
gonna
you?
type it? Is he gonna type it,
Repeat your
say
chain
it, or
scaling.
both? No, no,
yeah,
no. You said
Repeat your
no.
chain
You
scaling.
said no. You said I didn't, so I don't have to support it if you didn't. Okay, dude. I'm not gonna repeat it
No,
for you
I
if you think I
want you
didn't do
to
it.
repeat your chain scaling so I
But
do
sorry,
not
did I?
straw man you. So
I
stop
mean, you've
being
already been
weird
doing it.
about it.
No, I already said you strawmanned, and you kept staying on that point to say that I didn't say it at all. So, which is it? Are you saying I didn't or I did? Take the position.
I want you to repeat your chain scaling so I
So
can
I did
have
it, right? So I did it,
bro.
right? Did I do it or
Okay,
not?
so I'm just going to local mute you so that I can
Okay, but sorry, he's
answer.
basically agreeing that I did.
Now that I've local muted you because you keep talking, right? I'm
Yeah,
trying to say that I want you to repeat your scaling so that I can show you how that scaling does not link back to Itachi in the slightest. Now, can you say your scaling or type it or do whatever you want with it? Say it or type it, right? And I'll
Okay,
show you
so
how that
I
is
don't know if he's really understanding this yet, but either is agreeing that he did hear it, or I did, or I didn't. Like this is a pretty straightforward question.
different.
Is he making this
Can
hard?
you can you just get him to restate his scaling, right? So I
Is he
can
not
show you.
understanding this? Is he?
he's asking,
So I can
you're asking like, what he's basically saying. Don is like he wants to repeat.
Did he hear it or not? That's all I needed
Like,
him to address.
I don't think he
Either
did. I don't think he did.
if it's a no, I just like to hear it out. That's all. That
Like,
ain't a hard question. That really
Ace,
ain't.
Ace, unmute him so you guys can like have a conversation instead of
yeah,
like me being a mediator.
I've unlocal muted them.
Okay, so like he's asking, did you hear the scaling? And since you said no, he's just asking for you to repeat it, Donna. And I'm assuming you're gonna write it out, Ace, and show how it doesn't relate back to Itachi. Is that it?
Yeah, that's essentially what I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Sekitachi, unquantifiably above Orochimaru. Orochimaru, weaker than Hiruzen. Hiruzen's weaker than the fourth Hokage. Fourth Hokage in strength and speed is
Why
being
is
equal to KCM1. Edo Itachi scaling to KCM1.
okay? Firstly, why is the fourth Hokage right above? Why is the fourth Hokage above Hiruzen?
There we go.
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, you already know where this is going. Third Hokage believes that the fourth would be able to handle Orochimaru in part one, and he
Show me
dreaded the
that.
idea of
Show me
having to
that.
fight.
Show me that.
Now, hold on, shut up, shut
Show
up.
me
You said it. You said I was trying to explain. I'm explaining. And then he also didn't want to have to deal with the fourth Hokage as an Edo Tensei when Orochimaru was trying to revive three coffins. I'll go prove both right now.
Show me all of
I'll go
them.
prove right now. I just said it, dude. Stop talking. Stop talking.
Ace, were you recording by any chance? Because the way y'all going, you're not gonna be done by 6.
The power bot is in here. Is a recording bot. Exactly.
I don't think Ajax is here anymore.
Yeah, but the
I
power bot
went
is
to
in
go
here.
take a nap. I fell asleep. Came back a while.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. You're
You
fine.
do you, man. I ain't gonna keep you here. This is a cancer fest.
This debate is cancer, bro.
Yeah,
Like
you're
I
the
feel
one
like
who asked. I'll show you
I
something
feel like
you said
I
earlier.
feel like I
I'll show
want
you
to
what.
eat my meals after debating.
You just say you feel like eating your toenails?
Yo, but sorry, you agree that like Hancock from is bad?
What did you say, Ajax?
You agree that Hancock from One Piece is bad?
Uh,
Actually, hot as fuck.
yeah, she's. I'm not there yet, but yeah, I've seen pictures. Yeah, she's probably like one of the best drawn girls there. I'm trying to think, what would my list be?
Make her booty
Hancock.
I was
clap
having
and
a
jiggle.
weird ass freaking debate with Popo in DMs. Just pretty
Who's
interesting.
Who's Popo?
He's like a rank from before he left the community.
Mm-hmm. What are you guys debating about?
Well, basically, I was having like a debate with freaking 19K some months back, and I beat him up. But like because I was in a VC that was biased against me, they said that I lost. And basically, he was taking the position that when you lack empirical evidence, the only thing we can go with is just the masses. And he has to appeal to the masses as an arbiter to decide who won the debate. I point out like an irrationality and inconsistency within the line of reason because the masses can be biased. And if I was to justify why the masses are biased, then he couldn't rely on this basis to justify his premise anymore. So just mainly going based off that specific point. He went into like some weird philosophical shit with regards to epistemology and modal logic and shit.
He told Ace the same thing. He's like, "Can you like justify that with?" He says something like that. I think he's like epistemically justified that Kisame didn't lose to Kid Naruto. I just closed like I didn't even want to read it after like seeing that. Wait,
Bro, I don't even do that weird ass pseudo shit anymore. Like it's pretty fucking cringe.
like I like it's nice to know, but like I wouldn't use to like determine our debate. Donna, did you say KCM on Minato or Naruto? Because Ace wrote.
Naruto.
Yeah, why do you have Minato, Ace?
Bro, what I do, bro, like his voice was so boring. I couldn't even pay attention to what it was right now.
And this guy's
Let me
retarded
get
as hell to not listen to basic language. His
Yeah,
English, by the way.
wait, Naruto, not Minato.
yeah, he
Jesus.
said Naruto.
It's funny how he says my
But
voice is
Batara,
boring, yet he still writes it out anyway.
What's
That's
up,
amazing.
Apo? What's
Batara,
topic?
I told you that I was gonna fucking debate in Nairobi soon.
What topic you gonna do with him?
Naruto.
I was supposed to debate Spencer, but he never responded to me. I don't know whenever that's
Oh,
gonna
oh,
happen.
he responded to me in the freaking Notice server. Server is pretty fucking weird too. It's like there's so many spies there, but like, I'll debate him there. Like some nigga was like asking me why someone dodging and reacting and moving away from an attack extrapolates their speed skill into the attack. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, there's
Like fucking stupid, bro.
if I were you, when you debate Nairobi, I'd just get a recording because like people say things that like don't happen. Like I would just
Yeah, exactly.
Right, Donna. So like the first
I'm not
time,
done.
that's
Oh
I'm
no,
not done. I'm not done.
bro. You're just
or
bombarding me with scans that I can't
Batara.
all address
You
at the
asked for
same time.
evidence. You asked for evidence. That's your own. So
Batara.
Ajax. What's up,
Do you
Ajax?
know like Dono?
Don't know. Don't know. No, the name doesn't ring a bell.
Okay.
Pokemon. Pokemon.
Wait, it's like, what was the last point you heard before you took your nap?
They were arguing about freaking game, anime, and shit. Then I went to go sleep.
Okay, that was like 20 minutes ago. Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't mention. They've just been like talking about why Sikatachi over Edo. That's pretty much what's been happening so far.
What the fuck? Oh, okay. So like
Yeah,
that's pretty weird.
yeah.
Well,
That's pretty much.
Sikatachi at full power could be above Edo. That's fine. That's
W.
Oh my god.
obviously I only spit facts. That's why I think he don't stems the fuck out of pain.
Pain scaling is not the best, so yeah.
Yeah, pain is ass. He like has no fucking feats or no good feats in my opinion.
Loses to Kisame.
It's crazy how like Kakashi like rapes fucking Sage Moon Naruto too. Like
Wait, not
Kakashi with
Kakashi?
freaking Mangekyo Sharingan just like calmly
You're
rapes the
just going
fuck
to
out of
scale him
Naruto.
You're just going to scale him to a stronger pain, aren't you?
Kakashi to Pain? I don't
Yeah.
think you could prove Pain's going all out, but yeah, you could.
Pain is attacking. Well, Pain kind of like acknowledges Kakashi's
Yeah, he does. Like he's
reputation
like
as a
scared
shinobi,
of
so
him.
he's most likely
I
going all
mean,
out.
yeah, you could use that, but like most don't.
Yeah, as well as the fact that it's stated within the series that seriously are going at someone with serious intent to damage them, until it's going all out or some shit.
And then he's like, "Oh, Kakashi had that Sharingan," and then so yeah, you could just like
Let me
make
think.
a
And
whole
then Kakashi
argument.
was like using 3 Tomoe, although Mangekyo doesn't amplify his speed. His Kamui activation speed is definitely above his of individual combat speed. You just use it to fuck like your opponents over.
I have to argue why the MS doesn't amp speed the other day. Jesus.
I argue that Rinnegan also doesn't amp speed too.
I don't think
It's
the
pretty
Renegon
crazy.
enters stats. I've argued that before.
Exactly. And some people
I
use
argue.
the statements about like the Rinnegan having this supposed humongous amount of chakra which Obito couldn't control. I think that's a matter of it's like the eye chakra itself is distinct from like Obito's chakra, and it isn't like working in conjunction with each other. So like the statement itself is just a matter of Obito needs a more chakra to utilize the power of the Rinnegan. When I say power, I mean the freaking abilities that the Rinnegan gives off, right? Or provides, right? So it requires more chakra to use the power that the Rinnegan provides. And because of this, he his mind or whatever. I don't think Carl is like his actual stats.
I
Yeah,
just
there's
And
argue
he
like
use like a weird ass argument too. You can look at and say, Jubidara with one Rinnegan is shown to be relative to freaking six past stage with Nardo, and after he attained the Rinnegan, he was still relative to six past stage with Nardo.
you mean the Sharingan?
No, the Rinnegan, like Jubidara.
Oh, he fought
Yeah,
Sage's
remember when he was
brother,
relative to
Alto?
Nardo in the Limbo clones? And earlier on, he was still relative to Nardo. He was able to react to Nardo.
Oh, are you talking about like Black Zetsu, Obito?
No, I'm talking about okay. So Jubidaru, right?
Mm-hmm.
He fought Naruto and Sasuke with one Rinnegan, right? Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And he was able to react to Naruto on multiple occasions. And then even after he took the Rinnegan from Obito, he was still relative to Naruto.
Yeah, that was Biju Sagemon, not Six Pass. That's why I was
What you said?
confused. That was Biju Sage mode. Because like he doesn't get Six Pass till like after like he talks to the Sage. And like that's like 10 chapters afterwards. After like Jubito's no longer there.
No. No,
Are you
but sorry,
sure?
I'm talking about when like he awakened six past six abilities after talking to Hago. He fought Madara along with Sasuke, and then after he did so, Madara ran away, and he went to the Kamui dimension and take the Rinnegan from Obito, and then later on, his Limbo clones was relative to Naruto Shadow clones.
You're talking about Madara or Obito?
Madara.
Oh, you said Obito. I was confused. I'm like, huh? What am I?
Yeah, I'm saying that like Madara with two
Oh,
Rinnegan is physically as strong as Madara with Water Gun. They're both relative to freaking Naruto.
Oh, I thought you were saying Obito. That's why I was confused. Yeah, I'd agree. We could probably say the Lemon clones might be like slightly weaker than the user itself, but it could just
Bro,
be
you can
sound.
like use that fucking argument and say that freaking Orange Mask Obito skills directed to Renegade Obito. Why Obito?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, you could be like the relatives. You can argue just like the Renaissance
yeah,
pure hacks, and it doesn't like indicate
yeah,
anything referring
exactly.
to speed or anything. Don, are you still there? Because like the time is ticking, and I might have to like dip soon.
Yeah, I've been here. I'm literally just chilling. I was literally
Oh,
chilling until
Bro,
YouTube
are
finished.
you done sending? Are you done sending your scans?
did you say
Yeah,
you
I've been
scared?
done. I've
I didn't.
literally,
wa-
yeah, I've
I
been
didn't.
done it. I
I didn't.
literally
I
was
didn't.
listening to you talking.
I didn't mean to interrupt you guys' debate. I'm sorry.
So, right, the first scan,
I'm not bored.
right? What's his
We're
name?
doing one at a
That's
time.
and
We're doing one at a time.
no shit.
Then you follow that, okay?
So the first scan you sent, right? Firstly, that's Anko, who you have no evidence of her knowing how strong Hokage Minato is, right? Secondly, right? What's his name? Like, if only Minato was still alive. Like, that doesn't even mean that Minato could beat what's his name, Orochimaru. Like, what's his
Yeah,
name? Hiruzen states that he doesn't think he doesn't think he can face Orochimaru, right? But like
yeah.
and
He's
then
saying
wait,
anyone right now couldn't do it, and then they refer to
and yet
someone from
Hiruzen
back
does it.
then.
And yet Hiruzen does it, right? Also, right?
Yeah, yeah,
He says
that's fine,
not
but he
being
still
great,
thinks that. Yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
being
He's
able
still.
to face them.
Yeah, I'll just say something. Okay, just
I,
because
I, I might I
just
might
because he
kill
can't
myself.
do it, that's fine. But it doesn't mean like he still didn't think it was out the realm possibility either. And they can just still be relative, but he still finds me it's impressive anyway when you go into part two.
Like that doesn't even matter because like firstly
Yeah, it
you
does
have no
matter, but
evidence.
it does. Go on.
Can you let me like say 3 plus words, right? Before interrupting me.
Yeah, I
So
did. He
um,
said you can't.
Anko doesn't know Anko doesn't know how strong Minato is because you have no proof for that, right?
Yeah,
So
Hiruzen
he has to
replies to it, so he understands the sentiment as well. And his
bro,
point was
bro,
saying
bro,
that,
bro,
and
let me finish.
you said
No,
more. You
no.
said more than four. You said more than 3 words. You said more than 3 words. Stop talking then. All right.
As in, I'm
Now,
telling myself.
I mean, you can do that. But I'll still take the concession. It's fine.
If anybody never joined that.
I mean, either way, no, it's still a concession on your own. But anyhow, they just Hiruzen just refers to those of right now, and then they dial back to a character from back then. So that means it's still applicable for characters from back then to still be able to handle Orochimaru. That's fine.
I
And Hiruzen
so
still
now
agrees with the sentiment, and Hiruzen agrees with the sentiment. That's it.
he doesn't agree. He just says do not wait. Let me get on my he just says do not say such things, right? Because he obviously doesn't want heroes and being what's his name? Minato being brought up. He doesn't directly agree or disagree with what Anko says. All he talks about is Hannah bringing up Vita.
Yeah, you're cutting out multiple times. Try it again.
Yeah, you guys are definitely not finishing. You're fine with Ajax judging the rest of the debate, Donner?
Nah, we can just do this another time. That's fine. He kind of did this last minute on me anyway. Literally, he just brought up, "Hey, you want to do something?" And
Yeah,
I
he's
have
into.
something planned at 6:30.
Yeah, he's into Kisame now. He like I started that wave
Yeah.
like 4 months ago, but it's fine. He could join now.
So like you have this nigga
Yeah.
who